Welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Rebecca. This is my husband Murphy, and we travel full-time in our 1969 Volkswagen bus.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
So today we're going to do something a little bit different. I posted to my Instagram stories asking you guys for any questions that you have for us. So today we've picked a few to answer. So we can't answer them all. There was a bunch of them, but we'll answer as many as we can in some of the most commonly asked questions. Ready?
Yes.
So the first one is, when did you guys meet and where? Also, how long have you been together?
6 years,
Almost
almost.
6 years we've been together. We've been married for like 3.5 years, right?
Sure.
Ish. So we met through a mutual friend who would have a potluck every Sunday. So we met each other long before we ever got together. We just see each other every Sunday at the potluck. And then one very special, exciting Sunday, he asked me to go rock climbing with him. And I was like, yes, that's the coolest date in the world. Obviously. So we went rock climbing. It was my very first time. He taught me how to climb, and then we hung out for every day since then, and then we got married.
The end.
Question number 2. Where do you poop?
Where do you poop? Poop in public restrooms, poop in a cat hole, poop in a wag bag, but I think that's it.
Yeah, it really depends on where we are. So if we're in a more like populated area, there's almost always a public restroom to go in. But we've been spending a lot of our time kind of out in the desert and places where we're not near a bathroom at all. So we've been digging a lot of cat holes, which is basically a hole in the ground and then you poop in it. I cover our hygiene in detail in our van life hygiene video, which I'll link down below as well. Question number 3 is, what do you do once the sun goes down? In parentheses it says, PG rated responses only.
Sleep, read.
Yeah,
that's about it.
You do a lot of reading. So typically we are sleeping in places where we don't have cell service. So a lot of the times I'm usually cooking or editing video, or we're also learning Spanish.
Ah, yeah.
So we spend time pretty much every night trying to learn Spanish.
I'm still terrible.
We're not very good. Hola. But yeah, our nights are pretty chill. There's not a lot to do once the sun goes down, so we're usually just winding down and relaxing and eating dinner. All right, question number 4. It's a long one. What do you do for a living? Did you save up a bunch of money and are doing this for a planned amount of time, or are you working remotely while traveling? Or perhaps you are independently wealthy. It's not the last one.
So what did I do for a living? I worked as a massage therapist, bartender, and climbing guide over the past 2 years.
So prior to getting on the road, we owned a business together. He was a massage therapist. It was a yoga and massage studio. I was a yoga teacher. So did that, and I also worked full-time at a branding and advertising agency. So we worked a bunch of jobs to save up money in order to be able to travel. So we are unfortunately not independently wealthy, but we are also not working for a little bit.
Midlife retirement.
Yeah, we've dubbed it our midlife retirement.
I'm into it.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's fun, but it's also like a little bit scary to be like, there's no money coming in.
Who needs money?
We do.
Oh.
I like that you're wearing a t-shirt and I'm wearing
All
the
your clothes?
heaviest jacket that I have. All right, the next question is, how long did it take to plan for your travels in the van? The easy answer to that is probably like 2 or 3 years. The thing is that we didn't really know exactly what this was going to look like. So we knew we wanted to travel and we knew we wanted to do it in the Volkswagen bus. So we started just by looking into buses, getting a bus, and then figuring out how exactly we were going to craft this life. We, at the time, owned a business together, so we didn't quite know how that was gonna shake out and what we were gonna do with the business. We ended up selling it so that we could travel full time. So that plan of like selling the business and hitting the road full time and not working, that plan was only like probably 6 months long. But the whole plan of like, we want to travel in a bus, we had been thinking about for probably like 3 years. All right, next question is, how long do you plan on living in the van? Like forever.
Like forever. Pretty much like forever. We have like a 2-year plan kind of right now-ish, sort of. Like a rough idea of what's happening over the next like year and a half.
Sort of.
But not really sure what life looks like after that.
Yeah. We're not big on like the plans. Well, so we have a general idea. The thing is like we can't not work forever. This is definitely a temporary situation. So we're gonna be traveling full time until the summer. Then he's gonna go back to work as a climbing guide for the summer. I will probably do something as well for a few months. And then we're gonna hit the road again. I don't know how long that's gonna be for.
Maybe some international travel?
Yeah, we also were thinking about perhaps leaving the van behind and going somewhere internationally in the fall. So we're thinking like Asia, Europe kind of thing, but we're figuring it out as we go. The thing that I will say is that traveling in the bus is probably always going to be a part of our life. Even if we go back to working full time and having a house or an apartment or whatever, this way of living and making time to travel places in the bus, I think is something we're always going to do no matter what.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, next question. We got kind of a lot of questions of like, what are you doing next kind of thing. This was a theme. Where do you want to live after van life?
I want to live someplace that doesn't rain too terribly much.
Mm-hmm. Or snow.
Or snow. Sorry. I want to live in a place that doesn't precipitate very much.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. And has great climbing nearby.
Yeah. So part of the impetus for our travel was that we knew we didn't want to live in New England anymore, but we didn't know where we wanted to live. So we were kind of like, let's visit all the places and figure out where we want to live. So we don't know where we want to live, but we're working really hard to figure it out. But those kind of are the criteria. Like, I'm done with winter. I grew up in New England and I'm over it. I don't want to anymore. I want to live someplace that is warm and sunny and has good access to the outdoors, and I don't know exactly where that is yet. We'll let you know when we know.
Yeah, we'll take any suggestions.
Yeah.
For sure.
Where do you guys think we should live? Let us know. Leave a comment. All right, next question. What is your go-to travel snack? I don't know what you're about to say.
My go-to travel snack, cracker peanuts, also known as Japanese style peanuts. It's like a peanut wrapped in a cracker. Pop it in your mouth, it's crunchy and peanutty, delightful. And since I'm very health conscious, also cinnamon bears.
Yep. My go-to travel snacks, I would say I eat 2 things all the time. One of them is dried mango.
No.
I'm obsessed with dried mango. The other thing is apples. There's probably 14 apples in there right now. I eat a lot of apples. Not just apples, but apples with peanut butter. And not just any peanut butter. The peanut butter that you like grind by yourself. You know those like big grinders that they have, and you like turn it on, it grinds up the peanuts, so it's like just ground up peanuts. I am obsessed. I probably eat one every day. 2 on exciting days. All right, next question is, what is the worst part about van life?
For me, at least in the Volkswagen, storage space.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see, with us sitting on this seat, that's how wide the bed is. A wider bed would be nice. But that's about it. I mean, otherwise, I really like it.
I would say the worst part, it's not really worst, but like the hardest part for me is being able to like work out and do yoga and move my body around. Part of that has to do with the time of year it is. So we started living in the van in October. So it's been fall and winter. Right now it's the beginning of March. So it's been like really cold. and it's an El Nino year, so it's rained, I would probably say 70% of the days.
That was the exact percentage I was thinking of. Married.
So I've had a really hard time with, I always think you can't do anything in the bus. It's not big enough. You have to work out outside. So it's been really hard for me. And I can feel my body like changing and things are like cramping up and like my back hurting. But I try to stay positive and think that it's only gonna get better from here. Like the weather's gonna start getting nicer and warmer and I can be outside and hopefully like do a little yoga. But it's hard sitting for long hours, and on days when it rains, there'll be times when like I will only stand up when I have to go outside and go to the bathroom. It's kind of hard.
That's what she said.
I'm cutting that out. Alright, the next question is the opposite question. What is the best part about van life?
Seeing different places constantly.
Yeah. It's
Love
really, I think my answer is the same. Like, I love waking up somewhere different all the time, seeing all these places I've never seen before, meeting new people every day. It's pretty incredible. I also really like the simplicity of it. Like, everything that you need, you have with you. We could go anywhere for any amount of time until we run out of water, which we have a lot of. It's a very simple life. Okay, ready for the last question?
Last question.
Last question. This is a two-part question, and a question we got sort of a lot from people that we know from Massachusetts is, are you ever coming back to Newburyport to visit? And do you miss Newburyport? So Newburyport is a town that we lived in for like 5 years before we left, and that's where we had our business.
Were we there that long?
Yeah.
Wow. Coming back to Newburyport to visit? Yes.
Mm-hmm. Of course we miss you guys. We miss Newburyport. We'll definitely be back to visit. I know I am coming through the end of May for sure, so I will see you guys then. Love you.
And second part of that question, do you miss Newburyport?
Oh, do I miss Newburyport? Yes and no.
No.
Why you a no?
I was just done. Not that it's a bad place, I just was done.
Yeah. I don't miss the weather at all. Not even a little bit.
But
yeah, but I miss the people in our community there for sure. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. We tried to answer as many questions as we could without this video getting super long. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them down below. And we put out new videos every Tuesday, so make sure you subscribe to follow along with our travels. Bye friends! Okay, ready?
it's Vegas, there's always airplanes.
Fucking Vegas.
Dirty Vegas. Days go by and still I think of you. Where?
We actually met at, no. Where do you poop?
Anywhere appropriate.
Or you moki room? Ugh.
I want a cushion.
Okay.
Game on.
Game on. Oh, okay.
Newburyport friends, we heart you. The end.